garment, dear Aisha, there's a stain on my garment, dear Aisha, a stain. Tell me how did it get there, Mohammed, tell me how did it get there, Mohammed, tell me. Sexy slave girls, dear Aisha, sexy slave girls, dear Aisha, I just lost control. There's Maria Al-Qibtiyya, Rayana bin Sayed, Ayman and others, you know I can't wait. But Bilal's calling Adnan, Muhammad, now it's time for the salat, Muhammad, it's time. Then scrape it, dear Aisha, then scrape it, dear Aisha, scrape it. Sahih Muslim 572-3377, Surah 66, Al-Bukhari 232, Surah 424.
Allah is a false God, a false God, a false God. Allah is a false God, a false God. Allah is a false God, a false God, a false God. Allah is a false God, a false God. And Muhammad is not a prophet. Muhammad is not a prophet. If you want grace and mercy and love, Islam is not for you. But Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Jesus is the King of Kings who died to save us all. If you just repent and believe He took your sins on the cross, then mercy and grace, forgiveness and love, eternity can be yours. But Allah is a false God, a false God, a false God. Allah is a false God, a false God.
Hallelujah. Let Lord Jesus Christ shine forth. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are joining. Welcome to the live stream with DCCI Ministries to simply look at how Islam is representing itself. It's just, ideology is so messed up. I'm laughing because it's just like really messed up. Sometimes you just don't know what to say. So those of you who is been checking out what this amazing Muslim Dawah gang member did to lady called Aisha, or she is known in the name of Aisha. It's just like now getting more disturbing. I don't know what else is the right word to say. I'll use the word disturbing. So a couple of weeks back, nearly 5 months ago, a woman put a couple of videos on her YouTube channel expressing how MuhammadHijab deceived her, making her to think that she is entering normal marriage to be second wife to MuhammadHijab. And then after nikah is done on Zoom, when they met in person, MuhammadHijab expressed no, he is looking just for sex in hotel. As she expresses no, she's not happy with that, and then MuhammadHijab is simply bullies her, all those kind of things. And divorce took place. MuhammadHijab took her back if she's okay with the condition, not only keeping that she's the second wife secret, but not telling her his first wife, but also being happy to meet in a hotel room secretly to have sex with MuhammadHijab. If she's okay with those conditions, he was gonna take her back, and she expressed she wasn't okay with this condition. So it ended up kind of, she thought she's entering into normal marriage to be second wife to MuhammadHijab, but actually no, she was misyar wife and she simply got dumped. And on that, she's trying to seek justice. She met with a couple of Muslim Dawah individuals, certain people from Speaker's Corner, as well as MuhammadHijab's core worker, and trying to just get some scholarly input into what happened. As kind of a month ago or something, YouTube channel called BehindVeils decided to brought attention to this. Kind of he's putting up some videos. Meantime, MuhammadHijab used AI to make a response video. His response video was just like shared first couple of conversation back in end of 2020, 2021. And then in that video, MuhammadHijab simply threatened BehindVeils as well as Aisha, and then they published her full name, all those kind of things, and then there were some addresses on the video. AliDawah stepped in as the MuhammadHijab's defender. He put up a video and then expressed that he interviewed Aisha, because Aisha not only reached out to the scholars and Dawah figures, but he also reached out to Ali asking for help. And AliDawah, in the video, AliDawah expressed that interview was being erased. There is no way to bring it back. Okay. BehindVeils published a video an hour ago. Simply AliDawah's interview with Aisha. So what I thought is we just listen to that interview and then figure out how ugly Islam is. Actually, we don't need to figure out. We become more convinced how ugly Islam is, as well as how dangerous Islam to Muslims. If Islam and Muslims are doing this to their beloved ones, oh, what are they doing to non-Muslims is very, very bad. Very, very bad. I hate Islam so well. I hate Islam so much. Not the Muslims. Muslims are just victims. Aisha is victim. She's trying to justify her own case. MuhammadHijab is the obsessor. He's the criminal in this occasion. Sadly, it is such a strange. Muslims are turning blind eye to what their Dawah figures are doing. It's very, very dangerous. So I don't know how this deleted interview end up on internet. Seems to me that AliDawah only interviewed and recorded her in the intention that he's going to show it to MuhammadHijab and then leave it there. But it seems Muslims are meeting with one another, sending messages to one another, and all they do is doing screenshots and then sharing those kind of things. So very disturbing. But anyway, so let me first share the screen, and then we see what BehindVeils put up. I do concern for his health, his well-being, because Muslims are just going after him. Okay. Can you kindly confirm that you can see the screen? Yeah, thank you. You didn't confirm, but I can see you are seeing the screen. So those of you who wants to join the conversation in the chat, put @ in front of DCCI Ministries. Hopefully that will get my attention. I don't need the one for Pope. It's not my Pope. It's not my Pope. Okay, so video. Actually, let me see what is the description. Let's just read the description, which I haven't done it. I just saw the video like half an hour ago or so. Okay, so can you see my screen? Yeah. In this so this is the description for the video by BehindVeils. In this powerful and revealing interview, AliDawah gives a platform to a sister known today as Sister Aisha, to bravery share her heartbreaking story. At the time of the interview, her identity was concealed, but it is now known that she was speaking about her pain, secret marriage, experiences with MuhammadHijab. Through her voice, we witnessed the betrayal, manipulation, and emotional devastation inflicted upon her in the name of religion, trust, and leadership. I don't know what his background of BehindVeils, but his character observations are very helpful. This conversation shed light on the hidden danger lurking behind some public figures who weaponize religion knowledge for personal gain, leaving real lives shattered in the process. Sister Aisha's testimony is a raw and urgent call for accountability within our community. She challenges the silence of scholars and influencers who turn blind eye and demanded that the dignity of woman and sanctity of marriage be defended with sincerity and courage. This is not just her story, it is a wake-up call to every Muslim to prioritize truth, justice, and genuine taqwa over appearances. Watch, reflect, share, because silence only strengthens the oppressors. He doesn't put on the description where did he, how did he get access to the video. I don't know that. I see that from the teachings of Islam. This is simply Islamic. It has nothing. It has nothing to do with the abuse of Islamic teachings. Islamic teachings are very dangerous, and Islamic teachings abuse men and women. So I'll leave it there. Hopefully one day he will wake up, since he's been abused by the teachings of Islam as well. Let me put this down and then pull the video up, and then we kind of watch it. So anyone who builds bridges with the ideology of Islam is good Christian. Build bridges with Muslims is good Christian. Nice. If that's what you think. Good. You can tell that to your dead prophet who is being punished in hell. Tell him to come back and then build bridges with Christianity and start with the acceptance of crucifixion of Lord Jesus Christ. Okay, this is the video. Video is apparently only 29 minutes. We will watch as much as we can. And I do have guests just jumped in. Sister K. Hello, Sister K.
Grace and peace of Christ be with you, sister. How are you?
And be with you. Christ is risen. I'm okay. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well by God's grace. Hello to the audience, and thank you guys for joining.
Yes. So there is a video put together by BehindVeils where AliDawah is Aisha's interview with AliDawah. Remember, I think we did it together.
Yes.
AliDawah interviewed the lady when she reached out to her 2 years ago. AliDawah interviewed her. Was it 2 years ago or last year? I can't remember. It was August 2023 or August 2024.
I thought it was 23 because she said she had been seeking help for like almost 2 years or something like that.
Oh, yeah. So in that video, AliDawah, if you remember, expressed that video is being deleted and there was no way to bring it back. And then he put a voicemail. And the voicemail was saying like, oh, no, bro, it's too late. That was a long time ago. Do you remember that part?
Oh, wow. You know, I must have missed that one.
Oh. No, I remember something in the lines of, it was so convenient that video is being deleted. MuhammadHijab showed the video to, AliDawah showed the video to MuhammadHijab, but convincingly that MuhammadHijab took AliDawah took MuhammadHijab's word and trusted hijab, and video got deleted.
Oh, I mean, you know, Allah works in ways that we don't comprehend. He's able to recover lost footage. He can't recover the Injil that was lost, but the lost footage of the recording of MuhammadHijab's secret wife. He was able to find.
Well, maybe she was recording the voice or something. I don't know. It looks like there's already trust issues within the community. So when people are recording your calls or when they are recording your text messages, you can, yeah, there is something dodgy going on there. But
I'm recording our messaging right now.
Good. So we know, my conversation with Sister K is being recorded. Watch out! It might end up in one of the YouTube channels for secret to come out. Disturbing. But anyway, so let's listen this little bit, and then we comment on it. Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with that. Sure.
As I said, those of you who are joining us in the chat, put @ in front of DCCI Ministries if you want to join the conversation and then bring something to our attention. So this is the interview AliDawah did with Sister Aisha regarding her how she was deceived into marriage and then end up being sex marriage in a hotel. Let's get on with it. Okay, live sport computer. Try again. I really don't know how to fix it. Okay, let's stop sharing. Pause. Okay. Pause. I think it's gonna work this time. If anyone knows how to deal with technology, please step in to help.
Okay. Yeah, let's just let it play for a while then.
Yeah, not you. You wait. You don't know anything about how to share screen. You don't even know that, sister.
I do know how to share screen. I just don't share my screens. Is the sound on?
Assalamu alaikum
Okay.
brothers and sisters and dear friends. This is a special episode which we will be talking about. As you guys know, in this room, we've talked about many other topics when it comes to the literary show, gender roles, and many other elements and many other topics. This is a special episode. Why? Because it involves a sister who is here, who I personally invited, and I personally wanted to do this. And we'll come to why and what the story entails. But today's topic, shall I say, is the dark side of public figures. And why have I titled that video? We're going to find that inshallah. The sister is here, will be hiding her identity, her voice will be changed to protect her, inshallah. But there'll be many important lessons for us to learn from her story of what she went through, and from myself as well. I wouldn't say what I went through was as bad as what the sister herself went through, but there's many lessons for us to learn for brothers and sisters who are looking to get married, who are married, to learn that they do not repeat the same mistakes, or should I say the oppression that others have done to sisters like yourself and many brothers out there. So we're going to get straight into inshallah. First, I'm not going to introduce the sisters as going to stay anonymous. We're going to inshallah get straight into the interview. Without wasting any time, inshallah, I want you to... Okay, let's just pause there. I wanted to point out something. So it is 8 months ago, so almost a year ago, interviews being done. It looks like since AliDawah says we will change her voice, and voice is not being changed, I am assuming, this is just assumption, I am assuming that this is recording that Aisha has brought to people's attention. She recorded it. And also I wanted to point out how AliDawah expresses people who has platform, who has followers, are simply abusing man and woman. Keep that in my mind. Sorry, keep that in your mind, not my mind. I know I keep that in my mind.
Before you hit play, I noticed I took a note, and I'm just taking notes as we go. It says he wanted to protect her identity.
Yeah.
But MuhammadHijab doxed her.
Yeah, not only
okay.
Hijab doxed her, remember AliDawah doxed her as well. AliDawah said, oh, she came up with this name, and then showed screenshots, and then after that gave her full name.
Okay. And again, they wanted to protect her identity. But again, I thought you were supposed to, protect the sins of Muslims. I guess it doesn't come for, account for women. Not to say that she's sinning and exposing his wicked ways, but for them, she's, and then he said there's oppression. And so again, so he is agreeing that MuhammadHijab is oppressing this woman. Your trash, your Hatun trash.
You don't need to. You don't need to.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just his English is terrible. But go ahead.
That's okay. His English is better than his Arabics of his prophet. But so you were saying AliDawah wants to protect her identity, yet they doxed her. MuhammadHijab and AliDawah both doxed. I love this ideology. It's like so wonderful, like brotherhood in Islam. It's so wonderful. Wants you to jump from the cliff or something. Mohammed, you were here yesterday as well. It looks like you've got some sensitive mother issues. I put a link in the chat. You can call in and then defend your Dawah gangs, defend your ideology, as well as express your feelings so we can move on. You're not helping yourself. Really not helping yourself. And I'm amazed why my channel is being banned in Pakistan. You are watching all the way from Pakistan. Did you have anything else to add before I distracted you, sister?
No, it was just interesting because he said oppression, that they're being oppressed in the community, Dawah community. So that means he agrees that MuhammadHijab is oppressing her. He also wanted to protect, quote unquote, the sister's identity, which he doxed her. So we're just seeing the hypocrisy that is practiced within Islam. That's all. Yeah.
So much for protecting the ID. Remember, like they even give her address out. They publicized her location. Sorry, I just got something from YouTube. I need to give quick attention. They're saying something.
Oh, what is Sharia Tube saying now?
Just a second, sorry about that.
No, we forgive you just this one time though.
I still have like 489 times, but okay. Let me continue with the video. I am trying, seriously. I pressed this thing. When I press this thing, it's supposed to be moving forward. It's not moving forward.
Tell me from the very beginning, like maybe if you want to give some context, if you want to start, I'm going to leave it to you. Tell me where you want to start the story from, and then we will take it from there.
First of all, I would like to make two very important points. The first one is this is my very first appearance on social media, like me coming on social media. And I am doing this because I had no other option. I have sought help from scholars, from shuyukh, and you have contacted me so many times telling me you want me to come out about this, speak out about this. And I have rejected that for so many months. And this happened way before the stories that have come out recently. This happened so many months before. You have been calling me to come up and speak. And I have refused, and I have told you that this is a scholarly topic. It has to be discussed with a qadi, with a scholar. They have to come out with a verdict, and they have to scrutinize both our sides and analyze our talks, both of us. There must be justice done by a qadi, by a scholar. I couldn't find that. The sheikh who was involved told me that we don't have this Islamic rulings and Islamic courts on these kind of things. I wanted to share my story. I do strongly believe that I have paid a very big price, and that is because of the trust that I had for this person, the respect that I had for him, and the fact that I have left full leadership for him. And the other point is mentioning the previous stories. You came out with a video, and I was honestly very worried because of that video you made. Because for me, I thought like after your video, and because you are an influencer, now many people are going to see any woman who will come out and speak, and they are going to categorize her, and they are going to think this woman, probably she fits in that category. probably she's just lying. Because you are an influencer, and this is the power of social media, which has changed the course of the war in the Middle East and with Palestine and all that. I have told you this, and I told you that I'm very worried. And you came out and made that statement. You said you just didn't want the Dawah men to be categorized. And I am asking you now if you would like to make a comment about that, because I don't want women to be categorized too.
I think, yeah, that's good. Obviously, you've got...
Okay, let's pause that. So she gives her reasoning why she's doing this interview. First of all, AliDawah is hunting her to do the interview.
Exactly.
AliDawah is like, I'm gonna get views. All you need to do is not mention MuhammadHijab's name. I want to get the views. I want to kind of get more money. I am begging you, Aisha. But
remember, before he knew who it was.
Yeah.
Remember, before he knew it was his best buddy, he wanted to bring this out and expose whoever it was. He wanted that to come out. And then when he found out that it was his best buddy, that he was just like, oh, well, let's remain anonymous. Let's put it this way. If it was someone in the Dawah community that AliDawah does not like, that he does not get along with, he would not have had any problem with releasing that footage over 8 months ago, saying this is breaking news, such and such is, exposed and is missing your wife. No, now he's like, oh, well, maybe we should not expose. Again, this just shows the double standard, the preferential treatment that goes on in the Dawah community, which is wicked and evil in and of itself.
He pulled her down and then getting the interview. This is the very interview apparently not exist anymore, according to AliDawah. And she's expressing that this is not like people like you who should be discussing. I need a scholarly help. I've been abused by the teachings of Islam, so I need help from scholars to fix this. I need help from scholars to dig into it and then investigate how people can make such how can people abuse one another like this and then stay silent. She's kind of, this is my last option. And her last option is the very first time she's appearing on social media.
Does she sound like somebody that's seeking attention the way they depicted her? Does she sound like someone that's trying to shop around her story to, platform herself? Like AliDawah has gone after her. Oh, we need to release this. This needs to come out.
It's like more of something done to me and I feel this is wrong. It needs to be fixed. Sadly, she identifies herself as a Muslim still. It makes me wonder, how can you still be Muslim? But she's Muslim and she feels that something is done to her and this is wrong and not Islamic. Versus, if you remember, every time when she was questioning hijab regarding the Islamic things, regarding the things she's got questioned, oh, how can this be done? Response from hijab was, this is Islamic, this is Islamic, this is Islamic. He's the fatwa for you. He's the fatwa for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, hopefully, it does come in steps. I hope that she eventually looks around herself and realizes this is evil. And if this is the religion that I follow, that she leaves, not just leaves, but she comes to Christ, who is a true husbandman and of one wife.
So messed up. This is like so messed up story, but Islam, not much expectations. Let's continue.
Me first would be on Instagram, and obviously want to go about the proper way, like you said, through a judge, etc., which shows you.
Okay, it stopped. Sound stopped from my side. I don't know. Were you able to hear the sound? It went on for a few seconds and stopped.
Yeah, it went on and then it cut out.
Yeah, let's try that again.
You just didn't want the Dawah men to be categorized, and I am asking you now if you would like to make a comment about that, because I don't want women to be categorized too.
I think, yeah, that's good. Obviously, you got in contact with me first on Instagram, and and obviously wanted to go about the proper way, like you said, through a judge, etc., which shows your sincerity. You was not here, you did not come to me and say, I want to do a video. You didn't come with that, which is true, which I found very genuine of yourself. And the reason why I was pushing for this is because this happens, and I know it happens. I hear stories of it happening. So to me, like, I believe it isn't wrong.
In my teen years, right, my very best friend, very close to mine, she left Islam. I was a teenager at that time, around 15, and that shook me tremendously. And I started feeling ashamed and questioning myself. And I thought, there is no way you are incapable of defending your or justifying your belief. So that
it is a great reminder that people are leaving Islam, even when they are teenage. From very early stages, people are seeing there is something in Islam messed up. Therefore, they cannot identify as Muslim. And it's good that this lady, Aisha, is witness to that. So deep down, she will figure out, yeah, now I am that friend. I am that friend. I can walk out of Islam. That she needs to acknowledge something, because in her justification, as we pointed out earlier, she still thinks Islam is being abused while no, Islam is not being abused. This is what Islam is. And AliDawah expressed, Sister K, did you pick up? He knows these things happens. He knows these things are happening.
And he knew she was sincere. Did you pick that up?
Yeah.
He knew that she was so sincere. But all of a sudden, the new narrative is she's not sincere.
Yeah.
So AliDawah, which at what point? Because I know you guys are narcissists, so you will watch this at some point. Was she insincere then, or were you too stupid to pick up on her insincerity, or was she insincere now? Which one? Because you seem to be lying on either end of the spectrum.
I'm not sure if I can say it seems he's lying. He's lying. Seems shouldn't be in that word, sister.
I was trying to be benevolent.
So something happened 8 months ago. AliDawah thought she was sincere. And now, 2 weeks ago, as AliDawah put the video up, no, apparently she wasn't sincere. MuhammadHijab was the one who is being harassed and abused.
It was a changing point in my life. I started learning about my religion, getting more.
I think you just have to pause it and play it again. It's okay.
Dear computer.
Patience is a virtue.
I know. No. And yeah, Lord is working on that. Lord is working on that.
And I even, subhanallah, joined the Dawah group when I was in my country. This should be around 2004. So I joined the Dawah group, and it was mentored by one of the scholars in my country, other shuyukh that used to give us advice. And we started with whatever resources we had. While I am learning and going through my journey, I started meeting more people who have questions, who don't have answers to them. Here we are talking about religious knowledge. It's mandatory on every Muslim, whether they are male or female, right? And it's not like a career. That's something that I needed. I needed to find answers. I needed to take care of Islamic education, obviously. So I was searching, and it happened, subhanAllah, then I got married.
I just wanted to point out, as you see, there is small interaction AliDawah is putting in the conversation. So in case like AliDawah puts up a video and then says, oh, that video was faked, like people made it up. So this is the one of the moment where you get to see, since he's like, you can hear he's nodding or expressing that he's listening, as well as commenting on what is being said, shows like clip is not being kind of put together. It is like proper recording. And there was something else. So she's involved in her country with Dawah, and she meets with people. She's from Muslim majority country, okay? I think in the country she is, number of Christian missionaries are, she's from, number of Christian missionaries are handful. Almost a decade ago, they kicked out lots of Christians in that country. So, so in that Muslim country, Muslims have question about Islam. Muslims have doubt about Islam, and that's not something new to us, but it is always good to hear that Muslims who are involved with Dawah are confirming to us, yes, there are problems within Islam. Muslims are questioning, and there is no answer, like we cannot find answer to their questions, so I start digging into it. That's something good for us to know. Yeah, lots of Muslims are doubting in their faith. As a Christian, we step in and then we help them to walk out of those doubts by putting their faith in Lord Jesus Christ.
To my ex-husband, the father of my child, and one of the criteria.
She got married. Come on, computer.
Islamic education, obviously. So I was searching, and it happened, subhanAllah, then I got married. To my ex-husband, the father of my child. And one of the criteria that I was specifically looking for is he would be someone of knowledge, and he would have the same ambition of spreading Islam as I do have it. Because again, I have gone through that trauma, I have gone through that emotional experience, and that is something that I was specifically looking forward to. The man I got married to first, he said that he is part of the group Tabligh, who are very specific in giving da'wah within the Muslims. He said, I do give da'wah also here in London to non-Muslims and so on. I am student of knowledge and all that kind of things. Yeah. So this was one of the main points for which I got married to him. When I came here to this country, it just turned out that he's not really into seeking knowledge. Okay. That is something that I found out, obviously, when I came here. I started giving things time. I started reconsidering the situation. But unfortunately, our relationship ended with a divorce. Okay. So here where this person came into the picture. While I was...
She kind of assumed that she's getting married with a man who is involved with Dawah. Just a second.
Yeah, she thought she was getting someone that had knowledge. She thought she was getting someone who thought he would share Dawah with the unbelievers, right? And that's what he sold her on, for marriage. And so she gets there, and what does she realize? Khatun?
He's not into getting knowledge and giving knowledge. And actually, her ex-husband is involved giving Dawah to Muslims. What does that mean?
Well,
I am hunting down more people who can become more radical and radical.
Your kid is going to be a prostate.
Not only that, but he's looking to make people more radical, make people, okay, I am going to kill it for Muhammad, I'm going to kill for Allah. So that's what he's like. When someone says, oh, they are doing dawah within Muslim community, that's what they mean, okay? That's what they mean.
Now, Khatun, this is a religion of peace. I'm heavily offended that you would say such things.
I am very offended.
You're such an Islamophobe.
I am very offended as well. Muslims are training other Muslims to be more radical, but can't do anything. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Let me pull back a little bit in case my computer is going to go through live sport again. Let's start. This shouldn't happen. Literally, like, shouldn't happen.
Seeking knowledge. Okay. That is something that I found out, obviously, when I came here. I started giving things time. I started reconsidering the situation. But unfortunately, our relationship ended with a divorce. Okay. So here where this person came into the picture. while I was still married, we were linked together by the Islamic institute that he works for.
Okay.
They called him, he attended for some specific kind of situation, like help, because I was engaged in the Dawah that time, and he was there to give guidance, to give his input and so on. And so that was the first meeting.
Yeah.
So that's how she
Later
met with
on,
Mohammed
while I was
Hijab.
going through my
So that's how she met with Mohammed Hijab.
His Dawah is so dreamy.
Yes. Yep. So she's involved with Dawah. He's involved with Dawah, with the common Islamic institution. It just like makes me to feel like name the organization, but for the sake of the safe being of Aisha, I'll keep that quiet. But it's not very difficult to not put it together. If you are based in London area, it's not difficult to put it together.
But Hatun, so like she heard the perfect preservation of the Quran and how Christians worship 3 gods, and then her heart was like, and her eyes like turned into hearts. She was like, oh, even though she was still, you know, in marriage at the time.
Well, I think no, because what we are gonna hear is, if you remember, even
She was engaged to someone else.
No, she is like going through a divorce process. It's Muhammad Hijab who is giving her the hints. It's not like she just start having this heart eyes stuff. No.
Yeah, no, he pursued her.
Muhammad Hijab start having like these heart eyes, or whatever.
Allah changed his heart the same way Muhammad's heart got changed when he saw his daughter-in-law.
Yeah, it's
Allah.
Something happens. Something happened.
The best of matchmakers.
Yeah. In this occasion, it looks like it's not like Muhammad Hijab is seeing her behind the curtain. It seems Muhammad Hijab first time saw her in the Zoom as well as in hotel room. This is different level.
He came into the picture, and I was reaching out to him to ask about.
Come on, computer.
Patience, my friend.
I am very patient. I am patient. Can't you see?
Where do I go, and so on and so forth. Like which Islamic council do he was giving me directions, he was telling me what to do and so on.
So you went to him just to get some knowledge on how to go about things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because obviously the person we are talking about is not just a social media figure.
Okay.
This is someone who has PhDs in Islamic studies, Oxford, Cambridge, Al-Azhar, the Middle East. He has contacts with every scholar out there in the world.
Can you tell me this?
At this stage, if AliDawah, even though he knew, if someone tells me these qualifications, I know who is this person is, okay?
And how did this evolve from here to him proposing marriage?
We used to talk, and from now and then, and I used to reach out to him. I used to call him and ask him about advice. He sometimes used to call me back himself.
Okay, so let's just add to that. When you say we used to talk, can we give some context to that? Because what do you mean by we used to talk?
I used to ask him questions, call him to ask him questions. Again, as I said, this is a teacher. His profession is to teach others. He has programs and projects about teaching others in Islamic context. And while we used to have that kind of conversations, he started giving me hints that he was interested in getting married.
Okay, let me pause here. Remember the text messages AliDawah shared?
Yes.
And then she was asking questions back in end of 2020, beginning of 2021. In here, she says, actually, it's not only text messages. We were talking. And she expresses Muhammad Hijab was even calling her. So it wasn't just like AliDawah was making a point like, oh, short text messages. No. Mr. Hijab is calling and then saying, sweetheart, what are you up to? I am going to do a conference. Would you like to honor me with your presence? Those kind of thing. Like they are chit-chatting. And remember, message Muhammad Hijab was sending her after midnight.
Mm-hmm. No, that's why I said there's more to this conversation.
Yeah.
Because again, if someone is just meeting with you and they're interested in you, they don't want to cross boundaries that would offend you. They wouldn't text you at 2:00 in the morning they would try to like keep it within decent hours. And as they get comfortable, they might text you a little bit later. But clearly, by the time they got to that conversation, they were talking about all the things. And he felt comfortable enough to text her in the middle of the night while laying next to his wife.
I had someone who texted me last night, 3:20 a.m., early morning, actually. I was in a meeting. This is just, what should I write him?
You're so dreamy.
Yeah, you don't send married man or single man do not send message to another gender after midnight. MuhammadHijab was
only two.
Yeah, MuhammadHijab was doing that, but also she's expressing, he was also calling me. It's not only like these short messages. AliDawah just shared a couple of messages linked with business. No, there was different side of conversations going on behind the doors. So like MuhammadHijab like is really so innocent, you know, so innocent.
You like really quick before you hit play.
When it start talking, you stop, okay? You go, sister. It will take time for it to pause and then come back.
Okay. Just notice that AliDawah and all of them, they blamed the Christian community because she went out, and now other people are exposing AliDawah's sin. So now it's not AliDawah's fault. It's not MuhammadHijab's fault for him having a secret wife that he mistreated. Had you treated her halfway decent, I don't think we would be dealing with any of this. But because you lied to her just to get, like, excuse my French, to get into her pants, then yeah, you're going to have this and you're going to be exposed, and we will bring it out. We will be watching.
It's not only we will be watching with popcorns, but yes, I remember that when AliDawah shared, you reached out to David Wood. You wanted to share information about Islam with him, but she reached out to you. You sat down and then you talked to her, and you did nothing. You did nothing. All you did was show the video to MuhammadHijab, and then once MuhammadHijab denied it, everything become like, oh yeah, it's all good. You know what? If Islam is growing like this deception and like this abuse, let it grow. Let it grow. There is a song from kids. Let it snow. Let it snow.
No, it's let it go. Let it go. You're right. Let it grow. Let it grow.
Let it go. Let it grow. You should be, Mohammed, you should be the one who makes those videos and then exposes how your brothers are abusing your sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Because you are not doing it. Therefore, I'm stepping in to expose it. And it is sad what you've done to her.
Yeah. Hopefully she'll find her childhood best friend and leave Islam too. She'll follow suit.
Yeah. Come on, computer. Let it go, computer.
We'll practice. I'll share screen next time.
As I said, this is a teacher. His profession is to teach others. He has programs and projects about teaching others in Islamic context. And while we used to have that kind of conversations, he started giving me hints that he was interested in getting married to me. He used to talk to me about himself. Like, for example, when we are addressing my story with my ex-husband, he would say, oh, you know what? I am not like him. That's not how I would act as a husband. He used to share his personal life with me, telling me, you know what, this is what happened in my story. And would you consider polygyny? For me, it's a traditional marriage. There are emotions and people get married, and they make a family. They have mutual ambitions, and that's it.
Yeah.
So that's how I saw the picture.
Okay.
That's what I was expecting.
How much longer did you wait? Because from here, did he cut those hints of interest, or were they still there? Because you said he was not patient. What happened now?
He didn't come forward, but he was still showing me that he's interested in me, and he called me for his lectures and for his projects.
So he's kind of leading you on now.
Yeah, I was confused because I thought if you would like really to get married, then you have to make the step. That's what I was telling myself. Basically, I forgot completely about that. And I thought, okay, because you are going to now have to find a guardian for yourself and your child. You can't just keep sitting here and waiting. Then obviously you have to start looking to get married. And basically that's what I did. I was trying.
Okay, let's pause here for a bit. So at this stage, it's helpful to remember, so when AliDawah put up a video to defend MuhammadHijab, AliDawah knew MuhammadHijab was calling her, MuhammadHijab was hitting on her, MuhammadHijab was the one who was proposing all those kind of things, okay? Flirting, I don't know what is the Islamic way of saying like flirting. Doing halal things with her, okay? Doing halal things with her.
What does that even mean in Islam?
It might be checking from holes to doing other things.
Exactly.
So, he's already hitting on her. She already picked it up. She's waiting for him to make the move. Every time she brings up something linked with the marriage. What MuhammadHijab is doing, oh, I am good husband. I would never do that. I am the best husband you would ever have. Okay.
Best of husbands.
Yeah, anything you want to add on that?
No, he's the best of husbands. Again, like but remember his MuhammadHijab story was she was pursuing him. She's a stalker. That's the word that he used, right? Versus
in this interview, we are hearing actually it is other way around. It is
yes.
Mm-hmm. And just a side topic for beloved ones, those who are not married, if or who gone through divorce or those kind of things, if someone tells you, don't just sit there, wait for husband, do something about it. Basic principle is you just cut the conversation shorter with that person because it's probably leading to somewhere. See, MuhammadHijab, what he's doing, you shouldn't be sitting there and then just waiting for husband to fall down from the sky, or you shouldn't be just wait there. You've got child, you need to have someone to provide for child, all that. And then after that, what he does? Would you like to be one of the second wives? The second wives.
Would you like to be one of my many wives?
Yeah.
We won't tell anyone that you exist or anything. You don't get any benefits of being my wife. You only get the physical, I guess, benefit.
No, he's not going to say that at first, sister. He's going to say that later. First wife is be one of those wives. All you need is do not tell my first wife. And what in her, because the culture she comes from, it is very common to have second wives or become second wives.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't put the dots together. Oh, actually, I'm not happy with that. She's not grown in Britain. She grew up in different part of the world. She meets with people. Her uncles probably have second wife. Her neighbors have second wife. It's something very common. She thinks, oh yeah, this is like something in Islamic. It is something in our culture.
But do you hear how she's saying that, she would prefer it just be her and a man, right? Like it's again, this is scripture. You're railing against what God has made as a foundation of a husband and wife. She knows that she wants it just to be her and whomever marries her. But because of Islam, you go against the word of God, the true word of God. Islam is evil, and the Quran is too. You will go against the established foundation that God made when he created the heavens and the earth, that he made Eve out of Adam's rib and brought her to him. And within your being that this is how you want it, but you're like, well, Islam says, but everything in you knows that this is wrong.
It is wrong. But, well, she's like, well, it is part of my culture. Let me get on with it. Come on, computer, don't pause on me. I am very patient. Don't do it. I'm telling you, computer, don't do it. And it is doing it again.
You should get your miswak out and hit it.
Oh, Come on, computer. Seriously.
Oh, basically, I forgot completely about that.
I'm sorry, maybe it's me, but your facial expressions when it does go down is absolutely hilarious. So maybe that's a bonus.
If I am watching someone's live stream, okay? If I am watching someone's live stream and this is happening, I would just leave. Like, it's like, oh, my patience already gone. I'm just like, Lord is just put me here. I've got 71 people, 77, it was 71. So like just practicing my patience skills. Come on, computer. Let's try it again.
Yeah.
Stop sharing. And then do nothing. Just press again. Stop sharing. Seriously, like computer.
Well, next time we stream, we'll use my computer.
Jinns are coming. Come on, jinns. And in the name of Lord Jesus Christ. Okay.
Back it up 10 seconds like you did before.
I did.
Oh.
Let's do it again.
Because I think I have it downloaded.
I did download it.
I said I think I have it downloaded.
Oh. Oh. Don't know what to do, guys.
We can do it to be continued. It's up to you.
I don't know how to fix it. It does happen sometimes in live streams. And okay, let's try it again. Time to time it happens. It usually don't go this far, but don't go this long. But I really don't know how to fix it. So I don't know, like, I watched some videos, I did ask help, but nothing kind of was fixing the issue. I'm
getting a notification saying it didn't download.
Inshallah is not gonna save me. Jesus.
Inshallah. Allah is totally... Allah can't get out of his third heaven. And he's only allowed to come out like a person on 24-hour lockdown only can come out at a certain hour. Like, that's pretty much the life of Allah. He's stuck in the prison of, I don't know, Jannah.
Okay, so what is... Okay, let me just do some... So we are in 9 minutes, okay? I'm just getting out of this because it's just starting. Bismillah is not gonna... There is a song on Bismillah. Do you know that, Sister K? Bismillah, Bismillah.
No, there's a rap song.
Maybe that's that one.
That's, well, something to Allah. Da 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 da. I don't know, but I just knew. I was like, and we're done. We're cooked as a society. Like, we're done here, folks.
That's what I was expecting.
How much longer did you wait? Because from here, did he cut those hints of interest, or were they still there? Because you said he was not patient. What happened now?
He didn't come forward, but he was still showing me that he's interested in me, and he called me for his lectures and for his projects.
So he's kind of leading you on now.
Yeah, I was confused because I thought if you would like really to get married, then you have to make the step. That's what I was telling myself. Basically, I forgot completely about that. And I thought, okay, because you are going to now have to find a guardian for yourself and your child. You can't just keep sitting here and waiting. Then obviously you have to start looking to get married. And basically that's what I did. I was trying my best because I have my child and I have to make sure that I'm going to be in the best company out there.
It's not just for you, it's for your child as well.
Yeah, exactly. To be safe, to have a good companionship and all that. So that's when he came forward.
So he came forward?
Yeah.
How?
So he texted me. He was like, I know that you are trying to get married. Would you consider me as a husband? So that's when he proposed.
So he proposed. Are you aware that he's proposing for polygyny?
He said that.
So how did you feel?
For me, there was mutual interest.
So he was interested. Okay, good. From there, tell me what happened. From there onwards, he proposed to you. Did you get your father involved?
So from the very first few texts, he told me, who is your wali?
Yeah.
And I told him, my father is still alive,
Yeah.
and he's my wali.
Yeah. And then did you contact him?
Yeah,
Okay.
they were red flags. In the beginning, I didn't feel it, but now that I'm looking back at that, he was reluctant to contact my dad as a wali. He said, are you sure, like, it's going to work? Do you think that he's going to be accepting the marriage, and so on and so forth? But he didn't push back that much.
Okay.
I told him my father is my wali, and he did go ahead with it. He did contact my father.
So what did your dad say to you then?
Before he contacted my father, by the way, his contact to my father went ahead for so many weeks. They spoke together like 2, 3, 4 times. He came forward with this proposal, and then he mentioned this point while we were talking and discussing the marriage. For me, at that point, things were not clear, and I couldn't understand it. There was a lot of ambiguity. I questioned that. I wasn't sure about it, but we spoke, and he spoke to my father, and I came forward and told him, look, if we are going to go with this marriage, these are my conditions.
What was your conditions?
So my conditions were a list that I did write down very specifically. Okay. And this is something I would like really to be very specific about, because it's related to what's halal and what's haram.
Of course.
I am in the exact same position as his own mother.
Yeah.
He has sisters, he has daughters. I have my own child, right? Yeah. He knows that I don't have a guardian. He's been helping me. The fact that you are telling me that you shouldn't trust a person just because they look in a certain way, I am not an idiot. I wouldn't just blindly trust him. Even if he has Islamic studies, I don't know this person. I've never met him before. I'm not going to trust him. So I want to highlight something. I have gone through mental health breakdown. I have almost lost my insanity. I was in so much shock to the point that I am going till date through periods of dissociation.
Okay, but can you tell them what happened? The people are watching, because the thing is now, when these things happened, is there any other red flags? Because I really want people, the reason I'm doing this is I don't want this thing to be repeated. What other red flags did you see? Did your dad tell you something? What else happened? Can you tell me the story?
So AliDawah wants to hear about the red flags that she picked up.
I heard a bunch of them.
But at this stage, AliDawah knows this is MuhammadHijab. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
AliDawah knows this is MuhammadHijab and wants to know about the red flags. So MuhammadHijab first doesn't want to talk to her father, and then talks to her father in a couple of occasions. Contract details are not very clear, but what are some of your red flags, sister? Since AliDawah wants to help the world, remember this video, so he doesn't want other Muslims to get get harmed.
Well, first and foremost, my red flag is him contacting her in ways that if that was his daughter or his sister, he would never allow. Why would you be inviting a young lady to your events? Yeah, it's all under the pretense of, oh, yeah, we're doing Dawah together. But he reached out to you. Like, let's put it this way. In Islam, it's like men interacting with women that are not their family. There's a certain way that girls must conduct themselves. Women must conduct themselves, right? Let's put it this way. It was the roles were reversed, and say AliDawah started inviting MuhammadHijab's wife to an event, his first wife, to an event that he's speaking at and contacting her. That would not be allowed. That would be seen as disrespect.
Well, I don't know. Maybe like she allowed AliDawah to suck her breast, and then they are.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Because AliDawah and MuhammadHijab is working very closely, so I wouldn't be surprised if that process, so that AliDawah doesn't have desire towards MuhammadHijab's first wife. I don't know. I'm just assuming that's something.
Oh yeah, they can suckle her and become family. That is right. I wonder if they do.
Yeah, like a very practical solution, so that will bring trust.
Mm-hmm.
That would bring trust.
Yeah, I mean, that is something that they could possibly do. They probably do. And with their, side wives, they're like, oh, again, you heard how AliDawah was like, hey, do you want to go with him as a hotel wife? Like, he's just passing her around like she's a trading card.
But that happened That happened after the divorce. After the divorce, MuhammadHijab wanted her to be the hotel sex woman for Sheikh Mohammed of Speaker's Corner.
Yeah, but again, this shows already what you think of her, even before the divorce, even before you married her via Zoom. That should have been like, that's not a red flag. That's just a red sea. Like that should let you know. But him reaching out to her in inappropriate manners, showing interest, then pulling back interest, and then coming back again saying he's interested again. In other words, he's playing with you. She said she was trying to, she lost all her insanity. I think she meant sanity, or maybe I misheard the word sanity. You couldn't be sane following an idiot like MuhammadHijab. Let's get that established. He is not that bright. But again, like when you hear her talk, she was enamored with his connections in the Dawah community. Everyone knows him. He's known internationally, all these things. Those are her red flags and his red flags. You're looking at someone, you're like, I don't know him. I don't know him. But when she speaks of what she knew about him, is that he was renowned in the Islamic community. He does, like, everyone knows his name. Basically the fame. Like, other than him being like, in the Dawah community, he's famous. And so you pretty much are like a, best way to say it, you're a groupie. You're a glorified groupie that you thought you caught a big fish in MuhammadHijab, not realizing that he is just a minnow. He's not that big of a fish. He's a moron. And you got by a guy that's a total moron. I feel bad for you.
Yeah, we should feel bad, but in a sense, like, okay, this is another woman. She needs to be rescued out of Islam. Messed up, so messed up. I would like to also point out again, it is MuhammadHijab who is asking her to be his wife, not other way around. Not she's harassing her, not she's what is the term, obsessed with her. Muhammad is the one who is asking her after MuhammadHijab told her, this can't be work like this, sweetheart. You need to start looking for someone. And then turns up, what about me? I am here. Love at the first something here.
Said very specifically, he didn't want to give a high mahr.
Okay, that.
Okay, so he was reluctant to speak to her father, but at the end he talked to her father a couple of times, and then he didn't want to give her the money they give for marriage. He didn't want to give too much money. You know, like MuhammadHijab is like making lots of money simply by suing people or sending his dogs after people. Poor guy, like he's really, really poor. He can't pay her the money.
What other red flag did you see? Did your dad tell you something? What else happened? Can you tell me the story?
So he said very specifically, he didn't want to give a high mahr.
Okay, that to me is a red flag. Somebody who is, if you're like talking about your wali, that's your guardian, is a red flag. Very important. Number two, a high mahr is another red flag. And this is why some sisters ask for a decent mahr. Because if a man has ill intentions, this is something that's very pious. Oh yeah, just read me Surah Baqarah. And there's nothing wrong with this. This is a very beautiful thing. But we're dealing with different kinds of shayateen in our time. Your mahr is your haq, is given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect you. Your guardian, number one. Your mahr, number two. One thing that you said to me before this, you said that he didn't want to mention his name to your dad.
So this is the little bit when the situation of the nikah comes up. So when we were getting the nikah plan, he said, look, I want to have this nikah done on a Zoom call. I told him, you have to go and meet my father.
Okay.
Because my father is of a generation where there is no way I would speak to him about this. You want me to go and speak to this is disgraceful. This is disrespectful. You want me to speak to my dad and tell him that you need to speak to this person on a Zoom. And then I told him, so why don't you go and meet him in person in my country?
Yeah.
He said, look, you are from the same city as my other wife. I really want this marriage to happen. Right? I am keen in making both households work. please don't put the stick in the wheel. We have to make things happen. Like, we have to facilitate things, we make things easy. It's because I really want this marriage to happen. On top of that, he said, I want the Zoom call where I wouldn't show up. I told him there is absolutely no way I'm talking to my dad.
This is Zoom call that hit up.
He wouldn't show up on the video call. He said it's going to be an audio call. I told him, look, I'm not going to talk to my father about this. This is something I'm not going to do.
So let me get this right. So you're doing the nikah?
The nikah here.
He wants the nikah to be done on the Zoom.
Right.
He doesn't want to show his face. So how's the nikah going to be done?
No, that's what he said.
Oh, so he said it should go with audio. You said you're not going.
Okay, let's pause there. Lots of things. MuhammadHijab's wife, current wife or one of the wives, is from the same city where Aisha's family is from.
Red flag.
Not red flag. It's not red flag. MuhammadHijab is afraid to turn up the village or to the city to meet with his one of future father-in-laws, because he knows in these Muslim communities everything is like so noble. Everyone would recognize, this guy is here. He's the son-in-law of this person. What is he doing here? His wife would know within hours that MuhammadHijab is in a different country, visiting an elderly man whose daughter is in England, very close to them, and what is happening. And yep, that's very much messed up. So he doesn't want to go there. He wants to be on the Zoom, and he's camera shy. He doesn't want his future father-in-law to see his face.
Yeah.
Overall, she's at the beginning is not happy about it, but as it goes on, it is okay. It's okay.
And that's the thing, is that you compromise your morals. This is your standard. This is what you want. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, I mean, okay, yeah, you don't have to meet my family. We can do a Zoom nikah. What? Yeah, listen, she is not absolved from her participation in this debauchery. That's the best way I can describe it.
MuhammadHijab, someone who marries people off on WhatsApp, so it's something like very not common in Muslim circle, it seems to me. So from his side, there is no problem. As soon as you've got those people, as soon as we've got like witnesses, it's all done. It's all done. It is all being justified. People say love blinds your eyes. I have seen it has happened to my friends. Their kind of way of thinking changes, and in here I can see why it happens, because she's already emotionally struggling, and now in her mind, for her to continue, she needs a husband. Doesn't matter what the conditions are, as long as he's willing to be my husband and then do his duties, I am okay with that. We can do certain things later.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that a real man would want all his I's dotted and his T's crossed, right? He want to make sure that you as a wife, you're honored within your community, and honoring your parents by meeting them and sitting down and talking to them. Whatever you have to pay, not saying somebody can gouge you,
She already expressed like her father comes from different generation. It is not acceptable. It wouldn't be acceptable and respectful for you to meet her through Zoom. Meet him through Zoom. You need to turn up the house, kiss my father's hand, show your respect. Because that's how it works in Muslim countries, sister. It's supposed to be the sign of respect. Versus MuhammadHijab is like, we do it on the Zoom. I can't show my face to your father. I'm camera shy.
But wait, well, because he's like Mohammed. He's shy.
He's shy, and in Prophet's time, Allah steps in and then says, Muhammad is shy. He can't tell you to leave. Therefore, I'm stepping in and telling you to leave. Versus in the Hijab time, Allah steps in and then says, Here is the way you can get, because you are too shy. Zoom. Get it done through Zoom. Pay
Who
less money. It's cheap.
But
It's
wait, who's the person that just said in the stream? It was Christian. I can't find their name. They said, "Let me get a Mick wife and a fry." He ordered her like he was ordering her order at McDonald's for a Happy Meal. That's true. That's how he ordered her. He's just, I want a Missy a wife, a milkshake, and a side of fries and some.
What is MC wife means?
In other words, like the place, the fast food restaurant, McDonald's. So when you go through the drive-through, you order. You're like, let me get a McDouble, blah blah blah. He just said, can I get a McWife and some large fries, some large lies here. That's true.
Yep. Yes, MuhammadHijab married people for McDonald's meals. See, love has no limits. Love has, man. In Muslim circle, man and woman, the moment they have these lustful desires and they cannot wait, they label that as they fall in love with one another.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Allah loves it.
And then from that moment, okay, have to make this halal so quickly. I'm so busy. MuhammadHijab has only like 1 minute. He needs to go to bathroom, so marriage needs to take place within one minute, within 60 seconds. What I'll do, I'll get you McDonald's. And then we just meet in the parking lot, and then we get things done from the parking lot. I'll divorce you afterwards.
Dag, in the park, Lord Jesus have mercy.
What is the difference between hotel room and parking lot? Nothing.
Not really much in terms of respect, in terms of honoring you. And then if it's Zoom, say he did do the Zoom meetup and his dad is in a country where the Wi-Fi, the internet connection is not that strong. So you're like making promises and you're sounding like this. Oh my gosh.
Someone needed to teach probably MuhammadHijab's future father-in-law how to use Zoom. But anyway, we don't know.
But that's why he didn't want to talk to his dad, because I'll be honest with you, men recognize men's intentions before before women do. Especially if you're asking for his daughter's hand in marriage. He recognizes your intentions. He would recognize you. That's why you didn't want to go in person, because number one, you going in person, like you said, would expose him. Like, oh my gosh, he's in a Muslim majority country. Everyone would be like, oh my gosh, he's here. I took a picture of him in the airport. He's here.
No, not only that, like people in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Let's say MuhammadHijab's name of his wife, let's say Zainab, okay? They are going to say, oh, Zainab's husband is here. Oh, why he's not in
why didn't she come?
Not only why didn't she come, but like why he's not in his laws. Oh, he's visiting Aisha's father. Why? What's happening there?
Yep.
And Aisha's father is probably nobody, so it will get lots of attention. MuhammadHijab is like camera shy, city shy. He couldn't get the flight to Marrakesh. So anyway.
Yeah. That is for me, and that's exactly what is going on here. And again, this is Islam in a nutshell. This is what Islam is all about.
Yeah. DLC, thank you very much for your generosity. Okay, so let me play the clip again. Continue.
Get your dad involved in. How are you going to get married? You have to have the guardian.
No, I told him I'm not going.
Not me. AliDawah already picks up the mistakes MuhammadHijab does.
What, on the video call? He said it's going to be an audio call. I told him, look, I'm not going to talk to my father about this. This is something I'm not going to do.
So let me get this right. So you're doing the nikah now?
The nikah, yeah.
He wants the nikah to be done on Zoom.
Right.
He doesn't want to show his face. So how's the nikah going to be done?
No, that's what he said.
Oh, so he said it should go with audio. You said you're not going to get your dad involved in? How are you going to get married? You have to have the guardian.
No, I told him I'm not going to speak to my father about a situation and nikah done this way.
How's the couple done?
Exactly. I'm telling you that I refuse this way, and I told him my dad is not going to accept. My dad would never accept this arrangement of a nikah because of his age, because of his background. And any man, even if he's a young father getting married his daughter here in the West, accepts to make a nikah on a Zoom. So what happened is he said, look, what we are going to do, he sent me a website and it has a fatwa in it. This fatwa says, if we are going to get a wakil, someone to replace my dad, I told him there is no way that my father is going to accept to make your nikah with me in this way. And if you don't want to go and meet my dad in person, there has to be some other way. By the way, him not wanting to come in front of my dad was only during the specific moment of the nikah. And he gave the excuse, he said, those who are attending may take a screenshot, may take a video. I am trying to preserve this marriage. I don't want them to threaten me in front of my other wife with that later on. That's why I don't want to show my face.
Blackmailing.
And I can't visit your dad because your dad is in the same city as my other in-laws. And if I go there, it's extremely risky.
Okay.
That didn't really make that much of a sense for me because you can still go and meet my dad. But again, as I told you, I am holding him at a very high place and I trust him.
Well,
So, grade 2 was there is going to be wakil. I'm going to try my best to speak to my dad. Allocate a wakil, a representative, to replace the nikah on his behalf, while my dad is going to come and visit me here in the country. You are going to get to meet each other.
Is this visit going to happen after the marriage or before the marriage?
Obviously after the marriage, because he needs to apply for a visa, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because the visa could possibly take a very long time. And I spoke to my dad and I asked him his permission.
Yeah.
I convinced him. I told him this is...
What was your dad saying?
My dad was not really 100% comfortable with
Of
this.
course not. He's a man. This is why guardianship is very important.
Yes.
This is what I need to stress on this here. Guardianship is very important because, look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala split women in a different way. Us men, we see straight through. We know. This brother, I'll go through all the stories.
And he knew that my father is coming here. He sent me a website link and told me, look, actually, the wakil thing is a good thing, is Islamically correct. Because here in this fatwa, it says someone is asking on Islam website fatwa something. It says, can we make the nikah where the father is not present with a wakil until the father will come later on and meet the husband?
Okay.
And the scholar and the mufti said, yes, that is Islamically allowed, as long as the father is happy, does trust the people who are involved, like is a person of trustworthiness, and the wakil is a person of trustworthiness. So it's all evolved around trustworthiness.
So obviously, so he's convinced with this fatwa that he got, but he had other plans, subhanAllah, so he's actually misusing this. So what happened after? You got married to him?
Yeah, we got married.
Okay, so let's pause here.
mm-hmm.
Because MuhammadHijab doesn't want anyone to blackmail him, because as we said, if he turns up the future father-in-law's house, anyone might take the picture and then blackmail him in front of his wives, in front of his other wife's first wife, in coming days. So he's just like being very conscious of it. I'm not going to do it, but let's do it through Zoom. And it's the fatwa from Islamic website. See, it's not only me who is okay to with Zoom. Muslim scholars are saying, as long as there is someone who can represent the woman and father of the woman is happy with that, this nikah can go ahead.
But, okay, if that's the case, right, if you're doing what Islam said that you could do, you're following, quote unquote, the righteous path in quotation marks. But yet you are afraid that what you're doing, which you're practicing Islam, is going to cause you to be blackmailed? Sister, I have a question. Have you ever been blackmailed for following Christ and doing what he's told you to do? And so someone is like, look at you following Christ. I took pictures of you following Christ. And now if you don't send me, I don't know, a box of baklava and $200, I'm going to expose you.
So in hijab's case, it's someone is going to ask hijab to do something, or like someone is going to ask him something. And then if hijab is not like going along with that, they're going to say, I've got the picture. I'm going to tell you your wife, the one you are trying to hide your secret wife from. So it's different than the example of baklava. So like,
But how is it different if his wife is a true Muslim? Everybody that's involved. She's a true Muslim. She knows that this is an option. This is what Muhammad has allowed by way of Allah's mouth.
yeah, so something to be Islamic is different in this situation than something is to be very hurtful and painful to women, and women find this difficult to accept it. Remember the clip in the same MuhammadHijab's secret Messiah wife conversation. There was a clip that she expressed that MuhammadHijab had another wife.
Yep.
When his first wife find it out, she was very upset. It caused lots of problem. So
yeah, no, I know that. I know that's the case. But again, see, that's the reason why I'm posing this question is, and I know it's quote unquote hurtful, but this is the life that you've chosen. This is you're following a guy that said that this is okay. It's okay for him to have as many wives and to lie to you.
All MuhammadHijab needs to do is just show him that live video they had like a bitter truth, where saying, yeah, he can lie to you, black or white, lie is lie.
Yeah.
He needed to show that, but he's afraid that someone is gonna use that picture or him to be in that country and getting married against him, for show it to his wife and blackmail him. He doesn't want to give any platform to that, therefore he's gonna go with Zoom.
Okay, so oh gosh, I just thought about a song. Zoom, never mind. It meant something else back in the day. So it's very interesting. But again, the only reason I'm posing this question and I'm saying this is that I know following Christ, you will have great heartache because we're following our Savior. We're going to, have our feelings hurt and even be hurt for the sake of Christ. You guys are just involved in a marriage. That's it. And your spouse gets to step out on you with whomever he looks at, who Allah changed his heart and made his heart go pitter-pat. And you should be willing to accept that. That's all I'm saying is that Muslimas, if this is a life that you have chosen, this is the life that you're following, this is the doctrine that you want to follow, I don't care about your feelings. I'm sorry, I have to side with them on this. I don't care about your feelings on this. This is what you signed up for, honey. So wife number one just gets you a couple boxes of chocolate and put it in the freezer and save them for later when your feelings get hurt and maybe you can watch movies and cry.
Yeah, and then say, every time you put chocolate in your mouth, yeah, you can do this. So it comes with Islam, but still from human perspective, MuhammadHijab is very much rare, even though he's finding those Islamic fatwas from Muslim websites. He knows there might be some consequences that might hurt his feelings, and his mama is not gonna hide him this time, protect him.
Yeah, well, he's gonna hide behind the skirt of AliDawah.
I didn't time out anyone. I don't even know who you are. So don't know, Mr. or Mrs. Don't know. Okay, let's continue with Aisha, MuhammadHijab, and Aisha is love at the first Zoom. So they are getting married now. We got married.
Who's the witnesses?
Again, he's the leader here.
Yeah, who's the one who's doing the check? Don't tell me.
Pause, not intentionally, because it's just doing things. Let's go back a little bit, play from here.
He sent me a website link and told me, look, actually the wakil thing is a good thing, it's Islamically correct, because here in this fatwa it says someone is asking on Islam website fatwa something. It says, can we make the nikah where the father is not present with a wakil until the father will come later on and meets the husband?
Okay.
And the scholar and the mufti said, yes, that is Islamically allowed, as long as the father is happy, does trust the people who are involved, like is a person of trustworthiness, and the wakil is a person of trustworthiness. So it's all evolved around trustworthiness.
So obviously, so he's convinced with this fatwa that he got, but he had other plans, subhanAllah, so he's actually misusing this. So what happened after? You got married to him?
Yeah, we got married.
Who was the witnesses?
Again, he's the leader here.
Who's the one doing the nikah? Don't tell me he did.
No, it's not him who did the nikah. He did allocate someone to do the nikah.
So what happened? You got married, then how did things turn upside down?
SubhanAllah, as I told you, I mentioned during the nikah that the involvement of my family is 100% a must. And I think that was really natural because I felt like I am the only one there and I don't know the other ones.
Yeah.
I only know him.
Yeah.
And naturally it came out from my heart and I was like my family, I want them part of this marriage. So I doubled down on that point because later on he's going to accuse me that I actually didn't want my family involved in this. So when we got married, basically everything was normal. We met, right? And now came the moment when I told him, okay, we're going to have to talk to my family and say congratulations, your blessings, barakallahu lakuma, and so on. Khalas, we're going to make a family right now, yeah? He said no.
He said no?
He said no.
How did you say that?
He said he didn't want to speak to my family. He didn't want to have other in-laws. And he gradually started convincing me and persuade me that actually our life will be better if my family wouldn't be part of it.
Oh, okay, and then what?
So he was like, again, here comes the statements that.
Did you pick up AliDawah's comment on it? Okay, he thought he doesn't want the second in-laws or other in-laws. Our life will be better without in-laws. There is a saying in Turkish, best in-laws are the dead ones. I think they want MuhammadHijab is like kind of wants to live around that Turkish proverbs that he doesn't involve with in-laws.
Yeah.
And AliDawah's reaction is just like, okay. Because at this stage, AliDawah knows who this person is. And his reaction is just like, okay, so what? Let's move on to next. Continue. Aisha, continue. Aisha, continue. It must be very painful for her to have a nikah. And she doesn't know anyone. None of her family is present there. And then after the nikah, MuhammadHijab is like, nope, there is no meetings. Let's keep them out of our marriage.
Yes. I mean, that's one thing that you do see is cult leaders doing the same thing. They isolate you. And like she said, he slowly persuaded her and to convince her that she doesn't need, basically telling her, you don't need your family. It's better if they're not in your life and my life. So, and this is manipulation because now your identity will be whatever MuhammadHijab says it is. And you were dumb enough to do that. There's no way somebody's like, cut your mother off and we can be together. Are you
stupid? Cut your father off.
Yeah, cut your father off. I'm just saying, like, you know, like family, cut your mother and father off and we'll be together. What? No. Anyways, yeah, that's just interesting. But sister.
Maybe Hijab said to her, I will be like you, I will be like that to you, I will be like ma'am to you. All the things you are missing from them, I will be one of them. Plus, I will be your husband. You never know. He's like so charming. He just like made her to believe everything.
No, I think she was enamored with the attention that she would receive by being one of MuhammadHijab's wives. You know, that's like, oh my gosh, I'm so MuhammadHijab's wife.
Yeah.
Now you see how he treats his wives. Even the first one, she doesn't get good treatment, does she? If he's with you and messaging you to come to his conference, where is she?
It's not only that, like even though she brings breakfast to him in bed, still he doesn't value her. But nothing strange in here. This is all Islamic. Why? MuhammadHijab is able to provide fatwas for everything. There is word of Allah is there to justify their action. There are scholars fill the dots to please man and man's desire. It is just nice. It is just all nice Islamic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
Okay.
my sister, thank you so much for having me. I do have to cut out.
You go. I'll deal with MuhammadHijab by myself.
Well, they're afraid of you. I think you can deal with both of them by yourself.
Thank you very much for joining in, sister.
God bless you. God bless you all.
Okay, so since Sister K left, we will have a party. And our party is simply just continuation of this painful video.
Started making. Yeah. He said, you know what, your sisters are going to be jealous.
Oh, Sister K left. Internet is still not working well. Let's try again. Come on, computer.
Actively persuade me, convince me that's the right thing to do. Yeah. He said that I am Islamically not under the obligation.
Okay, I'm going to go a little bit back, probably.
He said no.
He said no?
He said no.
How do you say that?
He said he didn't want to speak to my family. He didn't want to have other in-laws. And he gradually started convincing me and persuade me that actually our life will be better if my family wouldn't be part of it.
Oh, okay. And then what?
So he was like, again, here comes the statements that he started making. Yeah. He said, you know what, your sisters are going to be jealous. You got married twice. One of them didn't get married yet. Actively persuade me, convince me that's the right thing to do. Yeah. He said that I am Islamically not under the obligation of speaking to your family. Actually, Islam allows me not to speak to them. Okay. And I wouldn't be questioned if I don't do that. Okay. And I was like telling him the Prophet ﷺ, after the death of his first wife, Khadija, he used to hear the voice of her female friends coming in town, and he used to get up and then serve them and ask them to be served food and welcome them and so on. Yeah. He is keeping ties with the female friends of his deceased wife. You're talking to me that my father, who has just given you his daughter, exactly. And as an amana, you don't want to even speak to him and tell congratulations?
Are you able to pick up AliDawah's statements? Oh, yeah, exactly. That is something creepy. Hijab doesn't want to meet with your family. Hijab wants you not even involve, not only like meet, but like not even involve with your family. He's not in the picture when it comes to the family, all those things. And AliDawah is like, yeah, something is creepy here, but I'm not going to comment it because I know you are talking about hijab. She's confronting MuhammadHijab with Islamic tradition. Well, even dead Prophet Muhammad, when his dead wife's friends came middle of the night for food, all those kind of things, Muhammad was involved with them. He didn't kick them out. Why are you kicking out my family, and how can this Islamically be justified? And hijab probably just provides another fatwa for it. He expresses actually he's under the no obligation Islamically to meet with her family. Think about it. How disgusting and dangerous this ideology is. He did the nikah. He didn't give her high money she asked for. He didn't want meet with the father and then did the nikah with the father. All those kind of things. And now father is out of the picture. Your family is out of the picture. I am here. Just me and you. Keep them out, and I have no obligations. And AliDawah is like, yeah. He knows hijab is doing something dodgy, but yeah. He's more loyal to hijab than others.
I was shocked. So I was traumatized. At that point, I realized.
I really don't know how to fix this computer thing. Like, seriously.
Nana, you don't want to even speak to him and tell congratulations? I was shocked. So I was traumatized. At that point, I realized two things. Number one, I have the option of breaking this up instantly. Yeah. going outrageous, that wouldn't be wise,
Yeah.
because I am getting married for the second time.
Yeah.
I am in my 30s.
Yeah.
I have a child. This person, actually, I really trust him.
Yeah.
I think he's going to sit back from this position.
Mm.
These are the two options. It's either I break down or I will try to convince him to step back from his position.
Yeah.
So I started talking to him. We started fighting about it, arguing a lot.
Yeah.
First, he started telling me, okay, delay it, we will do that later.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to them. And I couldn't talk to my father and tell him the marriage happened. Because when I speak to my dad and tell him, okay, salam alaikum, did you get married? Yes. Okay, where is your husband? Oh, he doesn't want to speak to you. I was like, so what am I going to do? He said, lie to him. He told me, okay, lie to him. Tell him the marriage didn't happen yet. Okay, I told him, okay, well, hold on.
More of the responsibility now, because when the marriage ends, then you can't tell your dad because out of shame. And not that he's done anything shameful, he should be ashamed of himself. But now it makes it better for him, because then the dad is not involved, he's not going to know, and he got away with it. So then what happened?
So
Well, AliDawah says hijab needs to be ashamed of himself for what he's done if the marriage ends. Aisha, you haven't done anything to be ashamed of. It is hijab who needs to be ashamed of it. I wonder, did AliDawah say that to hijab? Actually, I know, probably no. Out of loyalty? No. My buddy? No, you would never do those kind of things. You've done nothing to be shamed, because everything you've done is Islamic. Everything you've done is Islamic. It's all justified. Hijab, nothing to be ashamed of, but messed up. It's good to hear in this interview, which is kind of done 8 months ago, AliDawah is expressing she's done nothing to be ashamed of. Yet, a couple of weeks ago, he put up a video and then said, well, she was obsessed with him. Something changed within that 8 months of timeline between hijab and AliDawah.
Went on a trip, on a Dawah trip, ironically. He went to the Dawah trip. Okay, I told him, okay, well, hold on.
More of the responsibility now, because when the marriage ends, then you can't tell your dad because out of shame. And not that he's done anything shameful, he should be ashamed of himself. But now it makes it better for him, because then the dad is not involved, he's not going to know, and he got away with it. So then what happened?
So he went on a trip, on a Dawah trip, ironically. He went to the Dawah trip, and I was stuck. I was like, I don't know what to do. Am I going to call my father? My father is going to have a heart attack. He has already gone through a lot. He's an old man. And he's going to feel guilt, because why did I give permission to my daughter to get married, and then this happened?
Did he ever come to your house, like your house that you guys had? Did you have?
As I said, we are neighbors, so he never came to my house. He never met my child. And when I say neighbors, I mean in the neighborhood. It's not like literally neighbors.
No, that's fine, but you got married. Did he not come to, like, your husband coming home?
By the way, he wasn't even willing to have much conversation on the phone.
Oh, let alone coming home.
Let alone coming home. And he made that clear, by the way. He wouldn't come home until I move up, because of the situation of neighborhood. That's something I knew. I knew that he wouldn't come to my current home because I am very close to his family, right? So I started feeling the conversations are not all right. And again, here I am getting one shock after another, one trauma after another. Why is he talking to me like this now? Like, why is he behaving like this? He said, this is a business. I'm like, no, this is not a business. He's using these words. Yeah, and he's being extremely insensitive, extremely brutal, extremely crazy with his approach. And this is starting to make you question everything. I was like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah.
He said, it's a misunderstanding. I told him, look, what do you want? Yani, what are you asking for? He said, listen, the only thing I want as a marriage is like we meet in hotels and that's it. I'm only going to pay for the hotel. I told him, my child, my daughter, my dad spoke to you. I told him, the home, you promised me a home. At that point, he was like, this is what I want. It's either you like it or you don't like it.
Okay, let's pause here. So, she was not kind of very happy about how it's turning up. She's struggling to express what is happening, that her husband doesn't want to meet her father, and she can't explain this to the father. MuhammadHijab, what does he say? Just lie to him and say we didn't get married. A man telling you to lie your own father. A father who biologically programmed to love you, father who concerns for you, father who wants the best for you. Your husband turns up and then tells you, lie to him so that we didn't get married. Hijab cannot go and meet her in her house. Why? Because they live close to one another. Of course, everyone will know Hijab is in single woman's house who has a child. What is he doing? Image of Hijab is very important. Therefore, only way it's gonna work, and this is after the nikah, only way it's going to work is we will meet in a hotel. I will pay for hotel, and then we just go and have our sex, and then I'll leave you. This is business. This is business we signed up for. Of course, at the beginning, no. She's expecting home, place where she can call home. Husband comes home time to time, but now everything is changed. Everything is changed. Now, the way it's going to suit Hijab is meeting in a hotel, having sex. I'm not going to turn up your house because I don't want anyone to inform my wife. And I don't want anyone to see. Even when we meet in a hotel, I will hide my face and then cover up my face and then I come. So no one will recognize me. And then he's going to the Dawah trips. Yeah, you live in such a life and then you go and then teach Islam to the other side of the world. Yeah, not very. This is Islamic. From human perspective, I'm just like, this is just awful, but I am very much aware. This is Islam. This is Islam. Nothing new to see here. Nothing new to see here.
He even said, you agreed to this. He started telling me, you agreed to this, you agreed to this.
I'm gonna go a little bit back so that we don't miss anything, just because it's moving stuff. I don't know where I am actually.
Starting to make you question everything. I was like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah.
He said it's a misunderstanding. I told him, look, what do you want? Yani, what are you asking for? He said, listen, the only thing I want as a marriage is like we meet in hotels and that's it. I'm only going to pay for the hotel. I told him, my child, my daughter, my dad spoke to you. I told him, the home, you promised me a home. At that point, he was like, this is what I want. It's either you like it or you don't like it. He even said, you agreed to this. He started telling me, you agreed to this, you agreed to this, you agreed to this. And I was like, no, I didn't agree to this and I can prove this. I can prove right now through conclusion and through deduction and through logic that this is not the arrangements that I agreed to. So he said, no, you know what? I want a boyfriend or girlfriend relationship.
No way.
He said that.
He said, I want a boyfriend.
He said, I want a boyfriend, girlfriend relationship, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is hearing me right now. He said, I would like a boyfriend, girlfriend relationship. He said, it's okay, we're going to have the best of both lives, of both worlds.
What is that boyfriend-girlfriend relationship? I remember hearing from Muslims, oh, we can't even shake hands with women, let alone touch them. But Hijab in here is talking about, I want girlfriend, boyfriend relationships so that we have the freedom. We will have freedom. We will enjoy life. All only kind of part is like we link is under the nikah. We just meet in a hotel and then have sex and then you go and continue your life. I'll go and continue my life. AliDawah seems surprised that hijab is asking girlfriend-boyfriend relationship. Did he confront hijab regarding this? I love it when feminists say, well, Islam allows divorce in contrast to the Catholic. And then, this is Islamic marriage. I am dying laughing. Don't die. We don't want people to die from these things. We want people to like kind of shaken up and then go and preach the gospel to Muslims. This is what Muslims are doing to one another. This is what Muslims are doing to one another. She figures out, actually, this is just business, boyfriend, girlfriend thing in a hotel. Way after the nikah. Way after the nikah. MuhammadHijab is not much different from Allah and from his prophet. Deception rules and reigns in their life.
Like, he said this.
I'm shocked.
You are shocked what happened to me.
So
I was expecting computer is gonna stop there, and it did. Let's go back a little bit.
Either you like it or you don't like it. He even said, you agreed to this. He started telling me, you agreed to this, you agreed to this, you agreed to this. And I was like, no, I didn't agree to this, and I can prove this. I can prove right now, through conclusion and through deduction and through logic, that this is not the arrangements that I agreed to. So he said, no, you know what, I want a boyfriend or girlfriend relationship.
no way.
He said that.
He said, I want a boyfriend.
He said, I want a boyfriend, girlfriend relationship, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is hearing me right now. He said, I would like a boyfriend, girlfriend relationship. He said, it's okay, we're gonna have the best of both lives, of both worlds. Like, he said this.
I'm shocked.
You are shocked what happened to me.
So let me get this right. This person of knowledge, Quran, I'm just trying to understand what is it. I don't know, is it just memorized? I'm trying to understand what is it. I'm just shocked.
Yeah, even the sheikh who got involved, he heard this again from him, and he said, I want intimacy only marriage. He texted me, and the sheikh read that text, and he was like, this is what I wanted, and there is nothing else you're gonna get from me. He said, make your decision. I told him, of course I'm not going for this. The marriage ended. And the irony is that he divorced me in a time that is not allowed for him to divorce me, because there is specific times for even divorce has to be specifically done in specific ways. And basically he was like, that's it, then khalas, don't talk to me again, you are divorced. He was like, khalas, the matter is done. I have no questions to ask. The marriage is halal, divorce is halal. I've never agreed to the marriage that he claims that I agreed to, because all these are proofs. These are evidence, And one main evidence that the people who are around him know about him is he's extremely keen about keeping evidence. And his conversation with me and my dad was on auto-delete. This is someone who is very keen in keeping evidence that serves for the best of his interest. The fact that he's sitting our conversation on auto-delete, what does that mean? He's talking to me from a mobile number with no contract. Only the people who are involved in marriage know that phone number. So what you are trying to hide here, the evidence you are trying to hide, is definitely an evidence that doesn't work for your best interest.
For someone to memorize the Quran, Islamic knowledge, teaching everyone else, wallahi, to me, you're a zero. Zero. How could you have all of this stuff? And then you go and do this thing to whoever. This could be somebody standing in front of me who somebody robbed, stole from, oppressed in different ways, or pushed up in different ways. So to me, this is the reason why you truly do not know someone until you travel with them, you live with them, you've done business with them. Wallahi, let me tell you something. It shows me, sisters, brothers, you're watching this, wallahi, you're not for the Arabic, you're not for the Quran. And it's a sad thing for us to say. It's come to the moment that we have to tell you, warn you, don't fall for the folk, don't fall for the Quran, his beard, her niqab, jilbab. Do not fall for stuff. Like Allah gives us many examples in the Quran that it is the taqwa that matters. Internal taqwa, subhanAllah. So to me, the message is very clear, and the reason we've done this video is to warn others and warn those who are in the public sphere
So these are a couple of very important points that I wanted to make. The first one
Let me
is
just pause here. So you all picked up how AliDawah is warning his best buddy regarding what he's done. So don't fall into the people because they've got all these qualities. Don't fall into the people because they've got all these qualities. Someone who memorized the Quran is doing those kind of things. This is his very best buddy. He knew at that time this is hijab. And hijab says to the lady, you are divorced, it's done. Khalas, don't call me again, I'll block you. And she's expressing like all the communications she had with her, and her father was in automatic delete thing. Like you've got something on Signal, for example, says, do you want to keep this conversation? You can say like, oh, delete in every 7 days, or delete it after they read 7 days stuff. So apparently he put that on that automatic settings. And then helpful to remember, I remember seeing a video where AI was saying on the MuhammadHijab was doing his defense, I've got only one phone, all those kind of things. In here, 8 months ago, lady is saying, no, he's got another Google number that he keeps these kind of conversations over there. He's got the second number, hiding from everyone. But bottom line is, he said, I divorce you, don't deal with it. I'm not going to deal with you anymore, and it is done. You don't want miss-your marriage? You don't want girlfriend, boyfriend thing? You don't want sex in hotel rooms? Then I am going to just divorce you. It's all fine. And then AliDawah takes the platform 8 months ago in the intention of warning his other Muslim brothers and sisters so that they don't go through such a thing. But magical things happened. Magical thing happened. Video just got erased. Until Aisha publishes this video, of course.
the consequence of what he has done. He has completely destroyed.
Computer, come on, 3 more minutes. You can deal with it.
It's a sad thing for us to say. It's come to the moment that we have to tell you, warn you, don't fall for the folk, don't fall for the Quran, yani his beard, her niqab, jilbab. Do not fall for stuff. Like Allah gives us many examples in the Quran that it is the taqwa that matters. Internal taqwa, subhanAllah. So to me, the message is very clear, and the reason we've done this video is to warn others and warn those who are in the public sphere.
So these are a couple of very important points that I wanted to make. The first one is the consequence of what he has done. He has completely destroyed my life and that of my kid. Completely. I have no capacity to trust absolutely no one for marriage anymore. And I am making a call to the scholars and the people of knowledge, our seniors, and I am telling them that it's their duties to come out and clarify what Islam is, what marriage is, and the rulings around them. Because if the majority of audience and people are going to take Islam from public influencers on social media, this is what's going to happen, and this is the degree of destruction that we will fall into. Everything is going to be destroyed, and the Ummah is going to be destroyed. And as I told you before, he's claiming that the marriage that he has done is halal, and I am telling out there, please do put the links that I will share with you from the reliable sources and scholars who actually explain the categories of marriages that are actually halal. This is my story, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to deal with him, and I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give justice, because justice has not been served. Subhanallah, yani in our Quran and in our Islamic history, even the Prophets alayhimussalam have been called out in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam for a facial expression. Abasa wa tawalla. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did call out the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam about few actions he's done. Yeah. So the fact that these scholars who got involved in this story refuse to come out and call him out by name is something that I do hold them accountable for. Anyone who does anything wrong of this regard that involves the haqq of someone else, he didn't sin in secret. This is not a sin between him and Allah. This is someone else's life. It's my rights, it's the right of my child, it's my father's rights because he trusted him. So I do strongly believe that anyone who is involved in this, I am calling them out to come out and make a step. And I do ask them to come out and call him out by name for the best interest of the da'wah here in the UK. Because when these du'at are going to know that if he ever transgresses and does anything wrong, that he's going to be called out by name, I don't think anyone is going to be able to do something like
I
this.
think that's true.
That's the end of the video. That's the end of the video. So what we have here, Aisha is reminding us, even the Prophet of Islam, peace, police, FBI, child protection be upon him, was called out for the public sins and private sins he committed. What is it so special with hijab? While Allah calls your beloved Prophet, Aisha says, what is it so special with hijab that Muslims are not calling him out for what he's done to me? One of the most sad thing in this video is, actually there are lots of sad things, is she still believes hijab crossed the line when it comes to Islam regarding this marriage and divorce. But as people are told you, this is Islamic. Husband simply deceived you and lying is okay in Islam. Girlfriend, boyfriend having sex in a hotel under the label of nikah, under the label of misya, those things are absolutely okay. So what are you more expecting from scholars? I feel, in a sense, I'm sad for her, what she's gone through, but also I know this is Islamic. This is Islamic. She's convinced that somehow law of Islam is broken. Therefore, she's still trying to reach out to the scholars so that someone will call MuhammadHijab out and then put hijab in his place. But they're not doing it. So one of the things you can do to help the lady is get in touch with some of those Muslim scholars. Write to Yasir Qadi, who talks about the beauty of misyar marriage. Write about him, send him the clips, and then ask him to share his thoughts about this. Is he able to call hijab out for this? It's not only one person's fault here. The individuals who are involved, there are lots of individuals are involved, from sheikhs to hijab's co-workers, from hijab's family to Aisha's family, lots of people involved. The wakil who was in the Zoom meeting, all those people are involved. Sheikhs can step in and then call those things out if they're not Islamic, but they're all Islamic. They are all Islamic because God of Islam was simply so busy with the fulfilling the lustful desires of man. He didn't even think, oh yeah, a woman might get hurt, that might affect the world. No, Allah doesn't even care what hijab did to you. Muslim scholars didn't even care what hijab did to you. AliDawah reached out to you and then asked you again to go and do interview with him. What happened? Once your Muslim brother did the interview, he simply shoved to MuhammadHijab, and then MuhammadHijab shoved him messages from 3 years ago, and hijab was right. Everything is being erased. Good thing is, since you kept a copy of those things, now you are trying to expose hijab, but it is Islam. It is Islam. Not sure even demons will be happy to be with him. I feel sorry for demons as they will spend time with him. Anyway, so that was the clip put together by, published a couple of hours ago by BehindVeils, where Aisha simply sharing the interview that AliDawah expressed there was no way to bring it back. She expressed that this is her first appearance in social media because she feels there needs to be justice is done. But yes, AliDawah is being very proud of those kind of things. Did nothing for the justice, did nothing do for justice. It strikes me they are doing this thing to Muslims. They are doing these things to Muslims. It's not looking good for non-Muslims. Look around grooming gangs, look around what's happening in Birmingham, all that. It just, yeah, they are giving fruit to those things because they follow this ideology for you. Well, as I said earlier, she really isn't wise in confiding on AliDawah. That's literally Hijab's friend. Well, she tried lots of places, and no one is helping her. So she's like, okay, I'll go to AliDawah. He might do something about it. But even though kind of the way she handled that, kind of going to AliDawah and exposing all these things, she kind of, it seems that she knew video might not go or edited badly, therefore she recorded herself. That kind of shows there is not like that much, she's not that dumb either, so she expected all those kind of things. She recorded herself. That's how it looks like. So that's how it looks like. She reached the scholars, they didn't help. She reached the Dawah people, they didn't help. Reached AliDawah, nope, no help from her either. Well, next step might be to go and reach MuhammadHijab's wife, since you are in the same neighborhood. That might kind of shake a few things. She reached Christians, and that's kind of what made Muslims to feel they need to take Aisha seriously, because Aisha is begging for help for last couple of months now. Her problem is not about marriage is secret or not. Her problem is this so-called normal marriage turned to be misyar marriage or girlfriend-boyfriend thing or sex in a hotel. That's why she's not happy about. She expresses, she said that she's not going to share this marriage with Hijab's wife. She was okay with that. She's not okay that she's been deceived into the normal marriage, which turned out to be just sex in a hotel, and she's just not happy about it. Okay, I think I'll stop here. That's so. I was just looking something, and then they came up on my YouTube thing, and I just thought I'll talk about it. Meantime, those of you who joined us, I'm sorry for this tech side of the things. I really don't know how to fix it. One day I'm gonna lose my patience. It looks very soon. Sorry if it is caused you to stumble or anything. So don't know how to fix it. So I cannot promise that I will fix it. It's just how it is. Why she stopped asking us for help? I don't know who you are. And I don't know why she stopped asking you for help. She left a comment on my YouTube channel to express certain stuff. But she's quiet these days, and she took the videos from her channel, made it private. If MuhammadHijab is sending his gangs after her, or causing her distress, as well as putting her life in danger by publishing her full name, her name, as well as location stuff. Yeah, she probably is taking a step back and she's trying to deal with all these things. Remember the threats MuhammadHijab put out for BehindVeils as well as for Aisha? He expressed that, oh, she's not doing emotionally well, she might do something to herself. That's not like, okay, watch out, she's mentally not well, but I am reading that as, watch out, we are going after her. So that's that part. And also they're after BehindVeils as well for exposing all this abuse. As I said, I think those are all Islamic, but she still believes something is done and there is Islamically this shouldn't be done. So as I expressed, you can simply yeah, he can easily incite violence against her. He did that to Alex, did that to Mufti. He's got these gangs, he's doing this to Jews and others. So police won't even bother with her. She doesn't have family there. Her father probably upset, all those kind of things. Everyone is looking from shame and honor culture. From that perspective, she's very brave to come and expose this. But in her culture, especially her father is pretty old, probably they are looking at her and then, yeah, you brought shame to us. That's how it is. But one of the practical things you can do is keep her in your prayers, keep BehindVeils in your prayer as well. I think they need protection. I concern for their well-being, but also you can reach out to so-called Muslim scholars and then get confirmation from them whether hijab did anything which is not Islamic. So she can rest. Knowing that this is Islamic, and then she can close the pages, or she can, no, this is not Islamic, I'm gonna still fight for what has happened. She's in her 30s now, she's got a child, lots of responsibilities and lots of things she needs to do for all that. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. I think I will put the link in the description if I haven't done so. It was a kind of very last minute live stream. I will make sure the video is in the description so you can check it out. And thank you very much for being here as well. By God's grace, I will see you again. Until I see you, may Christ crucified you with his love.